Mas Alla Del Sol, Mas Alla Del Sol. Yo tengo un hogar, hogar, bello hogar, Mas Alla Del Sol. Mas Alla Del Sol, Mas Alla Del Sol. Yo tengo un hogar, hogar, bello hogar, Mas Alla Del Sol. Mas Alla Del Sol is the chorus of my favorite Spanish song called Anque En Esta Vida. I want to talk more about that song as well as share with you my experience of going to a Spanish church several weeks in a row. My name is Franklin, and this is first1000hours.com. Don't give up on your language learning marathon. You can make it. You can make it through your first 1,000 hours. Anque En Esta Vida is a popular Spanish Christian song. The title means although in this life. So the song is basically summarized like this. Although in this life I might not have riches, I have a home far beyond the sun. Although I have trials in this life, I have a home far beyond the sun. So Mas Alla Del Sol basically means far beyond the sun. I heard this song one time while I was going to this school that had a lot of international students in it, and I had no idea what the song was about, but it was sung so beautifully. I just really loved it, and I still like the song a lot today. So now I'm going to sing the chorus in English. Far beyond the sun, far beyond the sun, up there is my home, blessed home, far beyond the sun. Far beyond the sun, far beyond the sun, up there is my home, blessed home, far beyond the sun. I think the best rendition of Anque En Esta Vida that I've seen on YouTube is titled Far Beyond the Sun, and they have in parentheses Mas Alla Del Sol, and the YouTube channel is by Marvin. If you watch that song, you will really know how Anque En Esta Vida is sung. And the singer combines the Spanish and English versions of the song in that video. So I would encourage you to go on YouTube and check out that song. I went to a Spanish church June 6, 2018. In the past, I went there to hear an English speaker, but this time the prayer meeting was in all Spanish. I want to share my reaction to going to that Spanish church from a series of audio recordings I did that same night, June 6, 2018, while I was driving home from prayer meeting. I went to the Spanish church today, and I would say that my maximum comprehension level was probably around a 30%. And it probably fluctuated from a 20 to 30%, and sometimes it was less than that. I think it depended on who was speaking and also how they were speaking. Because I went to prayer meeting, and so people were giving their testimonies and all of that, and some people spoke very softly. So I think even if they were speaking in English, I still would have a problem understanding them, but it was really compounded because they were speaking in Spanish, and I might be a little hard of hearing, I don't know, but when people are speaking very softly, it's kind of hard. So instead of me being at my computer, using my headphones and just turning up the volume, I couldn't do that. So I tried to listen as closely as I could. After the singing, giving of thanks, and prayer requests, there's some praying, and then there was a sermon. I, at first, probably understood about 20%, but then it went up to 30% as he continued speaking. So I think I could at least share some of the concepts of what he was saying. I don't know everything he was saying, but yeah, real life, listening and all that in real time, in a real environment where there's not a computer, it's a little bit more difficult, but I think that I definitely was more prepared than I have been at any other stage of my life to be in that church and to listen. I did participate just a little bit. They were asking for song requests, and I asked for them to sing Mas Alla Del Sol, which is a really nice song that I really like, so they were able to do that. I think I could have done a better job of speaking in Spanish because people asked me, do I speak Spanish? And I answered them in English, and I said I know a little bit of Spanish. So I should have answered them in Spanish because I'm at a Spanish-speaking church and they're speaking Spanish. I don't want to say that I know more than I do. I'd rather say less than I know than more. But I think I just should have tried to speak a little bit more in Spanish. And then at the end of the message and all of that, when everybody was leaving, I talked just a little bit, but then it's like, what do I do? I'm not a member there or anything like that. I don't know people, and so I try to hang around just for a little bit, but then I didn't know that many people. I could have made more of an effort to talk, but I ended up just leaving probably after about 3 minutes after everything finished. And I know the conversation time, that's the time to really, I guess, practice Spanish and talk and all that. And I think I need to be a little bit more outgoing. I normally am outgoing, but I normally make more of an effort to talk to new people when I'm at my own church, but it's like I'm at my own environment, which this wasn't my own environment. People did come up to me a little bit and talk to me and all of that, but at the end, it was just a little bit different. I do believe that I probably will get more interaction with people if I continue to go. I think people also need time to kind of figure out what I'm doing. I am just now starting to read the Bible in Spanish. When I was reading Isaiah today, Isaiah 6, I was just trying to follow along with the person who was delivering the sermon, but I really wanted to look at my English side too to figure out what am I reading. But I didn't have enough time, really, if I was going to really follow what he was saying, and then also, just listen to other things he was saying. Those were my real and raw thoughts after going to that Spanish prayer meeting. I don't want you to be discouraged by listening to those audio recordings. So if you go to a Spanish prayer meeting like I did, you have to remember that might only be 1 hour. You still have 999 hours left in your language learning marathon. So don't be discouraged when you might have not even hardly started the marathon. I had to recognize that going to that Spanish church was like going to the Olympics. I wasn't with Spanish learners. I was with people who had known Spanish for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, 70 years, or maybe even 80 years or more. This church service didn't consist of dumbed down Spanish. It was a service for native level speakers. Going to the Spanish church inspires me to read and listen to more things in Spanish because in order for me to thrive in this all Spanish environment, I have to come up higher. I have to reach a higher level. I left this church challenged to read and listen to much more native Spanish materials. I one day dream of going on a short-term overseas trip to another Spanish-speaking country. I was thankful that I was able to go to a Spanish church, which is a free, immersive Spanish environment that doesn't have the heavy travel expense. As for making conversations with unfamiliar people after church service was done, I could have smiled and said, "Hola, mucho gusto." I was too busy thinking about everything I didn't know when I forgot the basics of conversation. I went to that Spanish church the following week, and I've even spent more time at that Spanish church. I would like to share with you more about my experiences in an upcoming podcast. Please check out this podcast show notes at first1000hours.com to see 2 Anque En Esta Vida videos that I like. My name is Franklin, and this is first1000hours.com. Don't give up on your language learning marathon. You can make it. You can make it through your first 1,000 hours.